Alexander County Veteran Service Officer, and today I am with Haskell Deal. Haskell, would you please tell me a little bit about yourself, your date of birth, where you were born, and the community where you live?
Born 6/28/22. Live in Sugarloaf community all my life.
Okay. What did you do prior to joining the military?
Carpentry work, build houses.
Okay. And how did you feel about it when you joined? Was there a war going on when you joined, or did you volunteer, or were you drafted?
Drafted, I guess you'd say.
Okay. And what was your branch of service?
I just took a corporal job. I didn't want to be a leader, and I refused. I led the group, but I didn't take the stripes. They just automatically put them on me. I wasn't looking for no stripes.
Oh, okay. And were you in the Army?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Which unit were you in?
3rd Infantry Division.
And what was your highest rank that you achieved?
I just told you.
Just the corporal?
Yes, I refused ranks 2 or 3 times. I wanted to try to preserve myself instead of leading men.
Okay.
They just gave me that automatically, never said nothing to me about it.
Oh, okay. And how long did you serve?
2 years and 11 months and 29 days.
Okay. And did you serve overseas, stateside, or both?
Both.
Okay. Where were you overseas?
I landed in Oran, Africa first. Boat. Went through Africa and went on to Italy. No, went to Sicily first. Invaded that little isle.
Okay.
I walked practically all the way across that island.
You did?
39 days.
Wow. Was it cold or hot during that time?
It wasn't too cold. I slept in the snow.
So that was pretty chilly.
A little bit.
Yeah. What did you envision the military would be like after you joined?
Just, I don't know. I didn't have no opinions on that.
Oh, okay. Do you remember where your basic training was?
Fort Jackson, South Carolina, I believe.
Okay. Do you remember anything about it? Were you nervous, excited, or scared?
No.
Okay. Do you remember any of your drill instructors?
Not very clear.
Okay. Did you make any friends while you were in the military?
Not many.
Not many. For the ones that you made, did you stay in touch with them after you got out?
No way.
Okay. What did you think of your officers?
I think they were pretty fair. In combat was Indian officer, and his corporal, sergeant, and captain. I had pretty high regard for them.
Right.
Purebred Indians.
Wow. They were probably pretty good, weren't they?
Pretty fair.
What was your job in the military?
Scout, first scout.
Okay. And what was your most memorable experience?
That's pretty hard to say, dear. Pretty hard to say.
Did your unit come under attack when you were in the military?
Most definitely. I was in more than one battle.
Can you tell me about that?
we was on a mountain in Italy and fighting practically hand to hand. It was real rough terrain, trees real thick, and people just falling over. And you could just hear the enemy talking right there on the mountain, and the shooting, they was falling over. It got so rough, we called for on artillery right on top of us. And one of them hit me in the leg, and I didn't even know it till I started standing up, and the blood was pouring down my leg, you know.
Oh, mercy.
And there was a place where the ambulance was sitting waiting just to carry you to the hospital, and I made it to it about a mile, and they said it'd be a good while before it'd be there. And I laid down in a side ditch, and when I tried to get up, my leg was so stiff I couldn't move it a bit.
Now, did you break your leg when you were shot, or?
No.
It just messed up the muscles and stuff?
Yeah, went right in there, burnt the hairs off my private.
Oh my goodness.
That shrapnel is red hot when it comes off the shell.
Were there other casualties from your unit for that battle?
I would think so. I just saw 2 or 3 lying around there.
And what weapons were you assigned to?
M1 rifle.
Okay. And what was everyday life like? You said you slept in the snow, so I'm assuming that you didn't always have a cover over you, did you?
You carried your cover with you. A blanket, one blanket.
Was the food good, or did you get enough to eat while you were out there?
Most of the time you had some food. I had 2 kinds of rations, a K1 and C1, C rations they call. And you couldn't hardly eat them. I got stranded across the river and couldn't get to my unit for 3 days. They bombed the bridge out, Germany, 3 days in a row. And that food tastes pretty good after 3 days.
I bet it did. Whenever you were in the military, what was your living conditions like? Were you ever in a barracks or anything like that, or were you just mostly in tents?
I don't think I ever slept in a tent.
You didn't?
You slept out in the wide open when you was over in the seas. And you slept in barracks. And see, I got shot another time, and they sent me. I did about a year's duty in Camp Gordon, Georgia.
So when did you get shot the second time?
It was pretty close to the same time. I don't remember no dates. It was in Italy too. But the only thing I remember was Volturn River. Got shot in the same leg. The shrapnel went all the way through my leg, cut a nerve, and
and then that's when they brought you back to the States for treatment.
Yeah.
Now, did you go back overseas after that, or were you released?
I went back, and they sent me to Italy, back to Africa for treatment.
Oh, okay.
It was 45th General Hospital. And before my leg healed up, they sent me back to battle. And my first sergeant, I could hardly walk. He said, "You go out there, and if you can't make it, just sit down out there somewhere and I'll get you back." I went to a board, doctors, 12 of them, I believe, and they sent me home with 100% disability. Then they sent me some old doctor over Charlotte when I got home, and he cut me down to 30%.
Really?
That was a big letdown.
Don't make much sense, does it? Did you keep in touch with people back home when you were overseas?
A little bit.
Did you write letters or?
Yeah, occasionally.
And how did you handle being away from home and family? Were you homesick, or you just did whatever you needed to do?
Just done whatever they told me.
Okay. What did you do for fun or during your leave time?
I don't remember no fun.
Okay. Did you receive any awards or decorations for your time in the service?
Yeah. I won the Purple Heart and the Cluster. Yeah, won it twice.
Right.
I won a Combat Infantry Badge. And several service, 3 or 4, and tell where you've been, you know, whatever.
Right, Do you still have any of your uniforms or mementos of your time in the service?
I think I have those ribbons and things.
Okay. What was it like after the war when you came home?
Well, I don't know, dear. I don't remember anything much different.
Okay.
This rationing food and gas and stuff, I got pretty pissed. Got a vacation and they gave me 3 gallons of gas. I told them to stick it. I went and talked to a friend. They filled my tank up and gave me a handful of stamps.
Well, good for you. So whenever you got out of the service, you came back to Alexander County, back to the Sugarloaf community?
Yeah.
And did you marry and start a family at that time?
Yes.
And how many children do you have?
I have 2 daughters.
Okay. And what was your occupation after you left the military?
Carpenter.
Okay. Are you active, or do you belong to any of the veterans organizations in the county?
I have been, but leadership didn't suit me and I quit.
Okay. Were any of your family members or ancestors in the military?
I had a brother in there after the war was over in Germany.
What would you say to the youth today if they were interested in the military?
Well, it's a whole lot different, a whole hell of a lot different was when I went. You know how much I drove my first month in the military?
How much?
$11.
For a month? Yeah, it's changed a little bit since then.
They're talking of giving them thousands of dollars to sign up. No. I wouldn't be feared of the getting hurt or nothing in there. You might, but that wouldn't be my main concern.
What would your main concern be?
Well, having us a job and keeping up my family.
Do you have anything else you would like to say, or anything else you'd like to share with us?
Well, I say too much time's elapsed for me to remember things too good.
Do you still have pictures and stuff from when you were over there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't keep pictures. My family might have a few.
Oh, okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I don't guess so.
Okay. Well, thank you for talking to us, and thank you for your service to our country.
You're welcome.